don't know, I just feel like they lied to me, and I shouldn't take it personal. But look, before anyone gets mad at me, let me just say this. Yes, it's a little clickbaity, and I'm sort of wrong, but I'm sort of right, okay? When I say Star Wars Skywalker Saga sucks, I kind of mean it. Like, I think it's a good game, but not great, and I don't think it deserved the, acclaim that it received when people were talking about it. And that's why I feel personally that it, it sucks. And why I'm almost taking it like in a personal assault upon it. And we'll get into it. Anyway, before we get into that though, I do want to say, please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I truly appreciate it, and it's good for the environment. So I had no real intentions of picking up Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, if I could even say the name, but it just did so well. And it wasn't the only game that had come out that I really didn't plan on picking up. The other one was Elden Ring. I knew it looked good. I knew a lot of people were excited about it, but it just didn't, it wasn't something I want to spend my money on. But I heard all these reviews come out, and this is a 10 out of 10 game. This is the best game, blah, 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 blah. So I picked it up, and they were right. It's a great game. I really enjoyed it. And I thought, okay, I'm going along with what people were saying. And maybe because I didn't have my radar for some of these games, I'm missing out on what potentially is a really good game. So when everyone said that the Skywalker Saga was so much better than they thought it was, and it was this triumphant new chapter in Lego games, and it was totally worth it, I felt like I had to get it. I got to try it out. And look, I want to restate the fact that I'm not saying this is a crap game, but it's not that. See, even a couple weeks ago, I did a video where I just said Lego games are always fun and I enjoy them, and I do. But the thing is I never buy them first day. I always wait till they go on sale, because they always do go on sale, and usually you can get them for $20, and around that price, I think it's worth it. But the things that people kept saying, and why I feel like they were lying to me, is they talked about just how huge the game was, how big it was, how much of a time sink it was, and I thought, well, maybe they really did expand upon a lot of things. But they weren't lying, but they sort of were. Okay, so each chapter, each movie, whatever you want to call it, takes about 2 to 3 hours, right? And so there's 9 of them. You can do the math in your head. At most, you're getting around 24, 25 hours, to be honest. There's some that are shorter, some that are a little bit longer, but for the most part, 2 hours and you'll blast through them. And after that, you have no real reason to keep playing. And if you're someone like me, who I'm only going to play as Darth Maul or some of the bounty hunters, not only is it incredibly difficult to unlock them, but it also is really expensive. So if you go through one movie, you'll have maybe 300,000 to 400,000 Lego currencies. Well, to actually unlock a character, you have to, of course, do whatever objective there is, and then you got to spend the money on it. And for the good characters like Boba Fett or Darth Maul or whatever, it's 200,000. So think about it that way. If there's 5 or 6 characters you want to unlock, you're probably not going to be able to do that on your first run. And it does kind of go back to the point I want to be playing as different characters. Obviously, that's one of the main mechanics of the game, is to unlock all of these just hundreds of characters and play as them. But why do you want to play as them when the story's over and when we pretty much know the story? And I don't know, I was really hoping they would have just a lot bigger environments and biomes and different places to explore that maybe, yes, loosely followed the game or loosely followed the movies, but not completely. And so there was more open areas. You could unlock characters a little bit earlier, which to an extent you kind of can. And yes, you can play as Darth Maul in, I keep using Darth Maul, by the way, but you can play as Jango Fett in Return of the Jedi. You can do that, and that's great, and it's fun. But after that, there's just not much to do, and that's kind of my issue. If you are one of those people who's a completionist, or one of those people who just loves to collect things in games, and you know what, there's a ton to do then. But if you're just a regular person who just wants to be engaged with the game itself and not with finding things, because the other thing, being a trophy hunter or being a person who wants to just 100% a game, that's one thing, and a lot of people aren't into it. Other people maybe get into a game for many hours if the fighting is done really well. The battle mechanics are just there. This one, it does change. There are combos now, but they're still simple combos. It's nothing, I don't know, it's lackluster for what we have nowadays when you compare it to Elden Ring or Death's Door or something like that. And I'm not saying it has to be that. I'm just saying a little bit more would be nice, because you aren't challenged. You can just kind of bulldoze through the entire game, and even on a second go, or when you finally unlock everything and you get the free play, you can do that, and you'll be out there and you'll go, well, why am I doing this? You know, like, if they had extra DLC or extra missions or something, I don't know. It's just, when you tell me this $60 game is worth it because it's so massive, I expect it to be at least like 30, 40 hours. But really, it's not. It's just kind of like, yeah, okay, it's probably 100 hours if you want to unlock everything. But I don't want to unlock everything, and I'm sure a majority of people don't want to unlock anything. Like, you just want to kind of get to where you have the characters that you most admire, and that kind of running with you, maybe some other stuff, but of course they're going to be dropping the old payola, DLCs, which they already got me for like $2. Because Django, or The Mandalorian was like $2. But I really did find myself in this position where I didn't have much to play for anymore, and I just kind of given up on why I'm even caring about the game. And let me just say this. Again, I don't think it's a crap game. I think it's good for what it is. It's a decent Lego game. I would argue it's honestly not even the best Lego game, but there's some mechanics with Lego games that I kind of like. Like, I like building stuff to kind of complete a puzzle or something like that, and there's very little building things, and that kind of sucks, I think. But there's other issues I have with it. I definitely would say that if you've never played or never seen a Star Wars movie or haven't seen a lot of them, then this would probably be better for you. Or if you're a huge Star Wars fan, you would probably really like it. But if you're like me and you're pretty familiar with most of the movies, it's not worth $60. Maybe 20, maybe 30. I would say like that would be the high end of it. That's where I'd drop off at. Because at the end of the day, it's still just a Lego game. This isn't like revolutionizing the Lego games or anything. In fact, if you ask me, there is some aspects where it's actually worse. They did implement some things like the skill tree and stuff like that, but it doesn't really impact the game very much. Your characters aren't that much stronger, and honestly, your characters don't need to be that much stronger because, again, the game is really easy. So unlocking all the skills doesn't change too much, and I think that would be difficult anyway because they got you switching characters, and it's for the core character, but at the same time, like, are you going to be able to tell a difference when you're also switching characters so often? And I don't know. Like, I think this could have been done a little bit better, or it was just hyped up too much, if you ask me. It's an okay game. I almost said fine, and yeah, sure, it's fine. But it's not great. It's not what everyone says it is. And it's definitely not worth $60, but that's my thoughts on it. This isn't even a review. Oh, I will say that my favorite parts of it were the movies that I never saw before, which is like the last two, and only because it felt like something different. Because as where the game doesn't go like word for word with the movies, it pretty much mirrors them in like most situations. So something I hadn't seen before, that was the most enjoyable thing, and honestly it's like the worst movie, so pretty crazy. But I don't know, again, this isn't a review, it's just my thoughts on the game, and don't come after me, Star Wars guys, because look, maybe I'm completely wrong. I'm curious what your thoughts are on it. Have you picked it up? Are you going to? What's your thought on Lego games in general? Anyway guys, like normal, I'm wishing you health, wealth, and above all, I hope you're truly happy. Take care, y'all.